Good Monday morning, everybody. So excited that Jen asked me to share some Monday morning motivation with you. My name is Kristen Fideli, and I'm a Premier Level 5 Lexus Achiever. For those of you who haven't heard my story before, I actually am an educator and a school counselor by trade. I spent the first 7 years of my career in a fifth grade classroom and the last 6 as an elementary school counselor. Super loved my career and my job. I love helping families. I love working with kids. I never wanted to really be anything other than a teacher. And so, about 2 years ago, I would say, I started to feel the burnout from school counseling. We see a lot of sad situations in our job, a lot of neglect and abuse, and families in need, and mental health issues. And I'm a slightly sensitive soul, so that was really starting to wear on me. Right about the beginning of last school year, Jen started her Rodan+Fields business, and we had been school counselors together for a while. And I saw what she was doing, but I did that creepy normal friend thing, or that normal creepy friend thing, where I didn't ask about her business. I certainly didn't comment on her posts or even like one of them. I did not go to any of her events, nor did I even RSVP, but I did use all of her free samples that she sent my way. So I was a terrible friend, but I like to think that I made it up to her in the end. So I was watching her start her business, and at the same time, we had just found out, my husband and I, that we were pregnant after quite some time of trying. And so I was pretty much distracted with that and getting started with the school year. So fast forward a couple months later, and we had found out that we had miscarried, and it was about to become the beginning of a fertility battle that we are still currently fighting. And it became the beginning of me actually, feeling very sad and bitter in my job. I was working with kids who I really felt like their parents were taking their God given gift of children for granted, while I was at home getting negative pregnancy tests after negative pregnancy tests. And I was very, very unhappy. And I would see Jen at our monthly counseling meetings, and her skin was looking gorgeous, and she was looking happy, and she was really everything that I wasn't at that time in my life. And so finally in February, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of myself. And Jen had shared that she was going to be leaving our profession at the end of that year, thanks to RNF. And I was all ears. I needed a change. I needed a distraction. I needed a challenge. I needed something other than what I had. And so I said, teach me what you know. I'm coachable. I want to do this. And so I jumped in February, and I learned from the best. The journey started out pretty quickly. I had some really awesome ladies start with me from the beginning, and my team started to grow. And I quickly hit level 2 and earned my kit money back. Levels 3 and 4 followed, and by August I hit level 5. After that, I actually drew it out in a chart, because if you look at it on paper, is this backwards? I even typed it backwards so that it would come out the right way, but you get the idea. So if you look at it on a chart, everything looks pretty linear. And this is what you see on Facebook when you watched my journey, if you were watching it. So after at my 1 year mark, we qualified for our Lexus. And at month 2 of my Lexus qualification, I hit Premier Level 5. In April, after 14 months in the business, our team became a Lexus Achieving team, and I got to be the person, driving around that rolling trophy, which is an honor that I don't take lightly. The free car aside, and all of the other wonderful perks about Rodan+Fields, I was able to leave my school counseling job last week to, do RNF full time and pursue time freedom and financial freedom, and to relax a little bit and not feel so stressed, and, kind of start my fertility journey with a much calmer heart. And so to me, RNF means many, many things, but it means a fresh beginning. And it really helped to save my life and save my happiness, and, allow my husband and I to explore other options of conceiving that would have put us into extreme debt before. So to say that I am grateful for this opportunity is a severe understatement. Let's get to the motivation part. So while the journey may have looked very linear on Facebook, behind the scenes, it looked like this. Does this look familiar to anyone? Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I love this business. Oh, I haven't signed anybody up in a month. What am I doing? Oh, I feel so great about this business. I love it. I can't get enough of it. Oh my gosh, I need to get some PCs. Oh, I need to message people. Oh, she responded to my message. Oh my gosh, why hasn't she answered me now? And that's kind of what the emotional part of the journey looks like. And so for me, there's a two-part journey to RNF. There's what everyone else sees, and then there's the personal part that you experience behind the scenes. I have a few notes here that because I don't want to forget anything, so please forgive me if I look down a little bit. And so what I want to talk about that what has stood out the most to me over the last 16 months has been the importance of conquering your fears and being vulnerable. So I have had always been a fear-based kind of person. Anxiety was my middle name. I was not raised to stand out or to take risks. My parents are very humble, lovely, wonderful people, and they taught me to be humble. But I am a type A, firstborn perfectionist, and so I took that little lesson that they taught me and I took it to the utmost degree, and I made sure that I helped everyone else around me shine or solve their problems or feel better, and I made sure that I played myself down very small so that I would not outshine anybody. And that was part of being humble. But really what I taught myself is that my needs were not as important and I was not as significant as other people. And honestly, this is 3 years of therapy coming out at you, and you don't have time to hear all of this because I have to pay somebody to talk about it with me, but it has been the best thing that has ever happened to me because it has really given me a lot of self-awareness. And living my life in that way was really, really exhausting. And I thought that I was in a comfort zone, but truly, I was in hiding. I was not comfortable. I was hiding. And I had to face the part of myself that was hiding because I really think that it would have been impossible to grow my RNF business and not grow myself at the same time. You are your business. I am my business. And so your business can only grow as far as you are personally developed for it to grow. I think RNF done right is a process of peeling back layers and layers and layers of fear and lessons that you have been taught throughout your life through every heartbreak and every disappointment and anything that has made you build up walls and to be afraid of rejection or to be afraid of success. RNF is a process of breaking down those walls and stripping back that fear to get to your authentic self. If you aren't using professional development to grow yourself, it will catch up with you at some point, and it will catch up with your business at some point. If your business is stunted, take a look at that and kind of examine if that's a reason why that might be happening with you. You're only going to be as successful as you're willing and ready to let yourself be. I think as much, and maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but as much as I was afraid of failure, I was afraid of success. I was afraid of shining too bright. I was afraid of what that might mean to be successful. And so I really had to work on my mindset, and I couldn't have had a more perfect sponsor for that because Jen is like the mindset guru, and she really worked me through that. So playing it small is safe, but is not where real growth takes place. So let's talk about vulnerability for a second. This business is a business of connection, and people connect with authenticity, bottom line. If you are not speaking in your normal voice that you would use with your friends when you post or share videos, if you are not being your authentic self, people will sniff that out and they will back away from you because that does not feel real to them. And so you have to show who you really are. And really, how comfortable is it to pretend to be someone that you're not? So my RNF business changed when I shared my why, and I remember it clearly and vividly. I posted to Facebook about what RNF meant for our family in regards to our infertility struggle, and I remember posting to Facebook how RNF basically saved me personally whenever the infertility struggle was trying to make me feel like less of a woman and make me feel forgotten. It helped me to, experience success and bring that part of my life back that was missing. And That vulnerability changed me because people related to me. Women who I thought had perfect lives and perfect ovaries and perfect everything else is reached out to me and connected with me over that post. And I'm not saying that they reached out and bought regimens from me. I'm not even saying that they reached out and joined my team, but I'm saying that they reached out and connected with me, and that made me feel brave. And that made me take something that I felt so vulnerable about, and it turned it into a bravery story. It turned it into, here's my struggle, but it's giving me my strength. And so once that was out, and that was wasn't like a secret I was hiding anymore, I felt so good. And so I don't know if you watched Jen's video the other week about her story, and she shared about it with her grandmother and her family and her vulnerability. I mean, I felt immediately connected to her. I love her already, but watching that story made me feel connected to her. It's why, I don't know about you, but every time I hang up an RFX or Dream Team training call, I'm half in love with the person who talked, and I want to be their best friend and message them and find out everything about them, because they're vulnerable in their stories and they share their fears and they look like real people. They are real people. And so I'm not telling you to post about your reproductive system on Facebook like I did, but whatever your struggle is, find an avenue or a way to be vulnerable and be authentic, because people are happy for you when this happens. Yay, great, good for you. You started your business and you're doing so well. But people respect you when they see even part of this, because everybody struggles. And you're saying, I'm struggling too. We're all on Team Human and we're just trying to get by. So let's all just be who we are. So I challenge you to look your fears in the face. Vulnerability is not weakness. Vulnerability is just displaying strength in who you are and being authentic enough to share the real you with the world. So we hear so much about branding ourselves, and I think it's impossible to brand yourself unless you're going to brand the real authentic you. It will make you braver, I promise. So how do you get to that person? And then I promise I'm going to wrap this up. You work at it as hard as you would work at posting, hosting, messaging, and three-way calls. You make it a part of your routine. Whether you get a therapist that you love, I have a great card if you're in the Fredericksburg area. If you exercise, if you meditate, if you read books on personal development, if you, whatever it is, you journal, you do whatever you need to do to get back to her. And the her that I am talking about is the her that you are in your soul before anything happened that made you build those walls or feel rejected or, make you feel like you had to protect yourself and climb into that comfort zone. You peel back and you find where she is and you pull her out of that spot and you say, all right, sister, let's go. We are on an adventure, and you start. And so I promise you that you will change because of that work and your business will follow. So this is one of my favorite readings. It's been the background on my computer for almost a whole year, and then they shared it at RFCL, and I've loved it. So it's called Our Greatest Fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, handsome, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God within us. It's not just in some, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we consciously give other people permission to do the same. So go let your little lights shine, and good luck with conquering your fears and being authentic, and I believe in you. Bye.